Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Bien? ¿Muy bien? ¿O excelente? Today I'm going to teach you how to express your likes and preferences in Spanish using the verb gustar and encantar. You are also going to learn how to show agreement or disagreement with someone's preferences. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my interactive lessons. So, why is it that most Spanish learners have difficulty using the verb gustar in the proper way? So the reason why most people use the verb gustar in the wrong way is because they try to conjugate it as any other verb ending in R in Spanish, such as the verb cantar. So let me explain you. When we conjugate the verb cantar or any regular verb that ends in R in Spanish, we use the personal pronouns yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes, and we conjugate the verb using the following endings. Canto, cantas, canta, cantamos, cantáis, cantan. However, this is not the way to conjugate the verb gustar, to like. Most people try to conjugate it by saying yo gusto, tú gustas, él, ella, usted gusta, etc. And that is wrong. That's not how we conjugate the verb gustar, because the right way to do it is using these pronouns and using these two forms for singular and plural. Let's go slowly. Okay. So instead of saying yo, I will say a mí me. Instead of saying tú, you will need to say a ti te. Instead of saying él, ella, usted, you will need to say a él, a ella, a usted, le, a nosotros, nos, a vosotros, os, a ellos, les. Now let's go with the verb gustar. We have two forms, only two forms. One is gusta, that we use for singular nouns and verbs in infinitive. And the other one is gustan with n that we use for plural nouns. So let's go with the examples I've got here. Okay, so a mí me gusta el cine. I like the cinema. A ti te gusta la música. You like music. A él le gusta la comida española. He likes Spanish food. A ella le gusta ver películas. She likes watching movies. A usted le gusta ir al cine. You like going to the cinema. A nosotros nos gusta tomar café. We like drinking coffee. Now let's go with the plural nouns, okay? So let's say, a vosotros os gustan los deportes. A ellos les gustan las frutas. And a ellas les gustan los caballos. Muy bien. Now, the same will happen with the verb encantar, to love something to love doing something. Okay? So if you feel a higher grade of like, then you will use encantar. Encanta, encanta, encantan for plural nouns. The good news is that you don't have to use all the time a mí, a ti, a él, a ella, a usted, a nosotros, a vosotros. If you know who you're talking about, who is the uh, person, who is the subject of the sentence, you can only use me, te, le, nos, os, les. For example, when I'm talking about myself, I don't have to say a mí because I know I'm talking about myself. So I will just say me gusta la música. Okay? Me encanta el cine. Okay? If we know we're talking about him, we can only say le gusta tomar café o le gustan las frutas. We know we're talking about him, so that's all right. Now, let's do the following exercises. First, I'm going to read and you are going to choose the correct option. Next, we're going to check the correct answers. Ejercicio número 1. No me gustan mucho. I don't like very much. Las fiestas, parties, la salsa music. Número 2. Me gusta mucho. I like very much. Las películas de acción, action movies. El cine, de cinema. Número 3. Me encantan. I love. Salir con mi perro. Going out with my dog. Los perros. Dogs. Número 4. No me gusta nada. I don't like at all. Nada at all. Bailar, dancing. Las discotecas, the discotheques. Número 5. Sí, sí que me gusta. Yes, I do like la música electrónica, electronic music, las canciones de Shakira, the songs of Shakira. Número 6. Me gusta, I like esta escuela, this school, las clases de español, the Spanish lessons. Now, let's check your answers. Número 1. No me gustan mucho las fiestas. Plural, plural. Gustan fiestas. Número 2. Me gusta mucho el cine. Singular, singular. Número 3. Me encantan los perros. Encantan. En for plural. Perros, plural. Número 4. No me gusta nada bailar. No me gusta bailar. Singular, gusta, bailar. Singular and bailar also for infinitive. Actions in infinitive. 5. Sí, sí que me gusta la música electrónica. Singular, singular. 6. Me gusta esta escuela. Singular, singular. I hope you got them all right. Ahora, continuemos ahora con la forma de mostrar que estás de acuerdo o no. Now, let's continue with the way to show you agree with someone's likes or preferences or you disagree. Atención aquí, attention. This is very important. We have here two scenes. let's go with the first one. Ellos están bailando. They are dancing. Um, she says, me encanta bailar. I love dancing. And he agrees with her. So he says, a mí también. So do I. However, she doesn't agree with them. She disagrees. So she says, a mí no. Bailo muy mal. I dance very badly. Okay, so as you see down here, when we express a preference in a positive way, such as me encanta el golf, and the other person agrees with that positive opinion, that person will say a mí también. We will use the word también. But if that person disagrees with that positive opinion or like, then that person will say a mí no. Notice that when you show agreement or disagreement, you need to use a mí, a mí también, a mí no. Okay? Now, let's go with the second scene. They are looking at this poster and they are commenting on it. Él dice, he says, no me gusta nada la ópera. He's expressing a dislike. I don't like opera at all. And she agrees with that dislike. She says, a mí tampoco. No me gusta cómo cantan. Neither do I. I don't like the way they sing. But she disagrees with them. She says, a mí sí, me encanta. So, notice here when you express a dislike, you will say it, for example, no me gusta nada el golf. I don't like golf at all. And when someone agrees with that dislike, that person will need to say, a mí tampoco. Okay? And if another person disagrees with that, that person will say, a mí sí. A mí sí me gusta. Okay? So again, notice here we use a mí tampoco, a mí sí. Now, here we have got some exercises to practice this part, showing agreement or disagreement with likes or dislikes. I will do the first and the second exercise with you, and the third and fourth will be your homework, tarea. Okay, so let's go here. A Hugo, I'm talking about Hugo. Remember that in Spanish we do not pronounce the letter H. So Hugo is the name of a person. A Hugo le gusta mucho la música brasileña. Hugo likes Brazilian music very much. Mucho. And look at the happy face. Juan agrees with Hugo. He also likes Brazilian music. So he is going to say, a mí también. Okay? But Luisa doesn't like Brazilian music. Okay, so what is Luisa going to say to show disagreement here? Luisa will say, a mí no. A mí no me gusta la música brasileña. A mí no. Mercedes agrees with Luisa. She also doesn't like Brazilian music. So Mercedes is going to say, what is Mercedes going to say? Oops, sorry. Okay. Here, a mí también. A mí no. A mí tampoco. Showing agreement with Luisa, A mí no, a mí tampoco. Let's go with exercise 2. A Susana le encanta hacer deporte. Susana loves doing sport. But Juan disagrees with Susana. He doesn't love doing sport. What is Juan going to say? Juan is going to say, a mí no. Okay? But Luisa disagrees with Juan. And Luisa will say, a mí sí. A mí sí me encanta hacer deporte. Okay? And Mercedes agrees with Luisa. So Mercedes will say, a mí también. So do I. I also like doing sports. Now, ejercicio 3 y ejercicio 4, I want you to give it a try. Please try to write the answers to what Juan, Luisa, and Mercedes will say in exercise 3 and 4. I will be waiting for your answers and I will be correcting if there is anything to correct. I know you will do it right. Okay, so all I can say now is gracias, muchas gracias por estar aquí, por escucharme. Remember, this is interactive Spanish. I want to interact with you. I want you to answer. I want you to tell me what you want me to explain you, to teach you. What topics do you want me to talk about? And if you learned something in this lesson, please give me a like. Dame un me gusta y suscríbete a mi canal. Muchas gracias. Chao, chao.